Hey guys, Bungor here, bringing you a guide for Shaco. Starting off, Shaco's passive is Backstab. Shaco deals 20% bonus damage when striking an enemy unit from behind. Using this effectively is a major difference between a good and a bad Shaco. Shaco's Q ability is Deceive. Shaco stealths himself and teleports to a targeted location, similar to Flash. His next attack is Automatic Critical Strike, which makes Shaco really annoying to fight against. Shaco's W ability is Jack-in-the-Box. Shaco creates a Jack-in-the-Box, which remains stealth until a nearby enemy walks near it. It will then fear and attack that target. Shaco's next ability is 2 Shiv Poison. Shaco's Shiv passively poisons and slows enemy units on hit. Shaco can also throw the Shivs to deal damage and poison the target. His ultimate is Hallucinate. He creates illusion of himself, which attacks enemies through the Alt key. Upon death, the illusion explodes, dealing damage. For runes, I use Armor Pen Marks, Armor Seals, Magic Resist Glyphs, and Physical Damage Quintessences. For masteries, I build 21-9-0, taking Weapons Expertise, Arcane Knowledge, and Lethality in the offensive tree, and grabbing Hardiness, Durability, and Veteran Scars in the defensive tree. Shaco is a high-risk, high-reward champion. He's extremely good counter jungle and a good jungle. He also has very strong early game ganking potential. Utilized correctly, Shaco can feed his carries and force the enemy team to surrender early. One of the biggest drawbacks to playing Shaco, however, is that if he does not gank correctly and get himself or his carries fed in the early game, he tends to fall off fairly hard late game and becomes much more useless. I do apologize for the duration of this video. It is a little longer than most of my guides that I've made, and that's because I thought it was really important to understand jungling with Shaco and using the correct jungling path. I'm going to explain a little bit about how I jungle with Shaco and the pathing order I do and things like that. And right here you'll see I'm placing Jack-in-the-Boxes at Wraith Camp. I'm going to place 2 Jack-in-the-Boxes behind the blue Wraith in just a moment. And I was actually testing something because the duration of a Jack-in-the-Box is 60 seconds. So you want to place your first Jack-in-the-Box at around 42 to 43 seconds because the Wraith Camp spawns at a minute 40, and so that the duration on the Jack-in-the-Box is only 60 seconds, so that will make it they'll fear and kill the blue Wraith at exactly a minute 40. So I'm going to place another Jack-in-the-Box behind this blue Wraith right here as soon as it comes off cooldown. And then I'm going to let these Wraiths, they're actually going to kill the blue Wraith on their own. I won't even stand there. Now I'm waiting for my cooldown on Jack-in-the-Box to place another one behind the lizard here. And that Wraith is going to get me a little XP. So you just saw there I got about 2/3 of my first level of XP. And I'm waiting for cooldown, and as soon as a minute 45 rolls around, I am going to kill this Wraith here. And what I do is I fear the Wraith and then or the lizard, and I go and attack him from behind, utilizing my passive of Backstab to get as much damage as possible. I'm going to pop a health pot as I start to get low and throw a Jack-in-the-Box to proc one more time and deal a little bit more damage. And there I have red buff. And now I'm going to head over to blue, and I was testing to see if the Jack-in-the-Box would stay at blue long enough for me to have 2 at blue, but this time it didn't seem to work out. But here, I'm going to place a Jack-in-the-Box right in this brush here and deceive over and Backstab the Golem, pulling him into my Jack-in-the-Box, fearing him and getting some damage. Now I'm going to walk behind him and try to utilize my Backstab passive as much as possible on the Golem to get as much damage as I can. Smiting Golem, and now I have double buff at 248, I believe it is, and now I'm going to go and try to gank a lane. And here there is a gank coming in from Lee Sin, and he is actually already kind of low, so I'm going to deceive in, get that critical strike, pick up first blood with my red buff, and slowing Olaf now, trying to get damage on him. He does ghost right as I throw exhaust, 2 Shiv Poison to get extra slow. He gets really low. I'm going to deceive in and pick up the kill and take a little tower damage, but a double kill right there with double buff at 248 before Lee Sin even had just the same amount of time as he ganked for the first time. I had double buff and had already ganked. So I've also refreshed my red buff, so it's going to last a little longer now. And now I'm going to work towards my first item, which is the Wriggles Lantern. Wriggles Lantern gives attack damage, armor. It also gives you a chance to proc 500 damage on minions, which makes jungling a lot quicker and doing dragon also a lot faster. Also, it gives you 15% lifesteal, and actively you can use it as a ward, so almost any jungle will utilize this item. Unless they're AP, and even then still. Right here I'm trying to be aware and looking, and I see Soraka is really low, and notice my location as I'm going to deceive over this wall. They won't be able to see the smoke from my deceive. And here I'm going to get a hit on Soraka, forcing her to flash. Also slow and exhaust from Vayne. She is going to drop fairly quickly. I'm going to do some damage to Corki here, but he is dealing a lot of damage, so I'm going to throw a Jack in the Box and retreat. There is a ward in the brush, I did not know, so now I'm going to run back towards my tower. Here comes Scion to gank. He's going to try to steal my buff, and right as he flashes in to stun me, I'm going to deceive through the damage, or I'm going to deceive, and he's not going to be able to see me to hit that stun. Throw in the Jack in the Box here, because I know they're pushing the tower. And sure enough, Lee Sin is going to come and try to gank whenever the minions get to the tower. Vayne is low. She's going to Scion stuns her, but he knocks her into the wall. Damage going down from the turret. Turret's going to pick up the kill on Scion. I'm going to get really low, but throw a Jack in the Box here to force Corki to go back, and Nunu is going to pick up the kill on him from the tower. And the Jack in the Box, I put it between myself and Corki, so if he tried to keep following me, it would have feared him. Lee Sin still in the area. Me having deceive, Nunu's going to flash over the wall, a slow, and we're going to pick up a kill on Lee Sin as well. So really bad play on their part. You got to be careful when ganking, especially early levels on towers. They deal a lot of damage, especially when you have characters with crowd control. So here I see Lee Sin trying to counter jungle me because he's getting frustrated. I'm going to deceive over the wall, placing the Jack in the Box, getting a little bit of a fear. Exhaust going down from both of us. He's going to try to get away from me. I'm going to chase him. My team is also in pursuit, so we're going to pick up this kill no matter what. I deceive over, get a hit, and throw the 2 shiv to pick up the kill. So, and really quick here, I'm going to show you doing the lizard. I throw the Jack in the Box behind it, and then I'm going to use my backstab in order to deal as much damage as I can, and then I'm going to smite that to pick up the buff. So just a really quick thing. One of the really thing that's important about jungling is, especially counter jungling, is to be aware of the enemy team as much as possible. And what I did right here is I threw that Jack in the Box behind me so that I could, so if Lee Sin came to try to steal the blue buff, then I would be able to run away in time because the Jack in the Box would fear him. Soraka here overextended. I'm going to deceive in and right outside of the range so she doesn't see the smoke trail. Get the slow on her, and Vayne, being really fed, is going to pick up that kill. So, and here again, I'm going to show you something about lizard buff. I do have wards, so I know if anyone's coming to gank me. I'm dealing damage to this lizard. I see Scion coming, so I'm going to pull lizard right into this brush, pick up a kill, smite it, and then I'm going to deceive away. And it's really important when jungling, especially counter jungling, to always pull buffs into the brush, red and blue buff. The other big thing was Shaco. Shaco is one of the best killers of dragon in the game, so you need to make sure to always have control of dragon when playing Shaco. And what I did is I used my ultimate to get damage on him, and then I deceive behind the dragon to get the backstab. And here I'm going to get really low, so I throw a Jack in the Box on the ground, and I'm going to deceive behind him. He's going to switch aggro to the Jack in the Box, and then I'm going to critical strike the dragon to pick up the kill. And this is just a little farther into the game, getting towards the end here. I've already fed my carries really hard. Lee Sin right there is going to throw his Q and jump in. Mistake on his part, doesn't realize I'm in the area. A slow coming down from myself and Nautilus, and we're going to pick up that kill after he kicks away Nautilus. So, and in this game, I did exactly what I'm supposed to do as Shaco. I fed my carries, and we've basically just forced them to, they can't do anything. I'm fed, and Vayne is really fed, so there's the surrender vote for you. It was a 20-minute surrender. They were really frustrated, and that's one of the really fun things about Shaco is he can be so frustrating if he gets fed and he ganks and jungles correctly. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Like it and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.